There's so many things that could have been done to prevent the situation, and honestly, I think this is Hey, it's Lance McGowan here with Essential Oils Me, and what does the Young Living Essential Oils class action lawsuit and RICO case have to do with the company and a distributor that, filed it? Well, I'm going to cover that in today's video, and I was notified with a Reddit post here, which I'm just going to read off, and I'm just also going to read a little bit of the actual file, the class action lawsuit that was filed, and then a little comment that was left on one of the websites too. So you get a little bit of perspective from, somebody that was in Young Living, somebody that is in Young Living, and then a third party that is kind of covering everything. And all these links will be in the description below so you can learn more. And let's get right into it. So as you can see here, this is the Reddit post that says, "Let's take action together. We can fight back," and that's classaction.org. This is the Reddit post, but I'm gonna cover that, and so the title here says, "Class Action Claims Cult-like Young Living Essential Oils is nothing more than a pyramid scheme." Okay, all right. So they give basically a copy and paste from the classaction.org. And then there is a number of comments. Again, the link for this Reddit post as well as the classaction.org website will be in the description below. And then there's the link to the actual file that they reference. Alright, so let's start off. It says, multi-level marketing outfit Young Living Essential Oils finds itself among the defendants in a proposed class action lawsuit that alleges the cult-like organization's sale of essential oils for ostensibly medical purposes as nothing more than a pyramid scheme that prioritizes paid recruitment of new members over sales and profits. Alright, so that's kind of the crux of what creates an illegal pyramid scheme. I'm not a part of anything illegal. The FTC definition is important to reference, but also understand where it fits and doesn't apply. And so that's going to be very key. But let's continue here. It says, filed in Texas federal court, the 38-page RICO case states proposed class members forked over hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars to the defendants, Young Living Essential Oils, LC, the Young Living Foundation, Inc., and the company's CEO, COO, and CSO in search of the ever-elusive promise of financial success and an alternative lifestyle. That was all in quotations. It says here, according to the lawsuit, the promise is made by Young Living Essential Oils to those who bought into... It says here, the promise is made by Young Living Essential Oils to those who bought into peddle its products and continued to pay monthly for the privilege or simply the hook to grow its mass of recruits, which the plaintiff claims is the true goal of the company. Is it? Well, let's see. It says Young Living falsely represents to its members that participation in Young Living, which necessarily requires regular monthly payments, will result in spiritual and material riches as long as they continue to solicit additional recruits to become members of the Young Living family. The suit reads, in truth, the defendants, the plaintiff alleges, have created an illegal pyramid scheme that overwhelmingly relies on the recruitment of new members more than the sale of its products. Is that true? That's the crux of the debate. The very structure of Young Living, according to the case, ensures that new members will almost certainly lose large sums of money, all in quotations, while they attempt to recruit others from a dwindling pool of candidates. The suit, citing public company disclosures, states 94% of Young Living Essential Oils members earn an average of $1 per month in sales commissions, with more than half of those who joined in 2016 reportedly pulling in no commissions at all. As the case tells it, the plaintiff paid $100 in 2015 to become a Young Living member and has since spent thousands more in the operation. Costs the woman claims are now lost. The lawsuit, which goes deep on how exactly the defendant's alleged scheme apparently worked, can be read below. And that's that link on this Reddit post there, which I'll have, all these links in the description below again. And the purpose of me covering Young Living and this is so we understand what's going on from other people's perspectives. That's the former Young Living distributor standpoint. That's a third-party standpoint, which is classaction.org. That's maybe Young Living standpoint once they either settle or pay out a certain amount in the future, or I don't know what happens after that. There's lots of scenarios. And also just provide another side, to the whole anti-MLM argument, because this is in the anti-MLM. As you can probably see, it's really small, but this is in the anti-MLM subreddit of Reddit right there, right? And so it's so important to understand multiple different perspectives, understand the pros and cons of each argument so that we can come to what? An accurate conclusion, because that's really what should be the focus. Complete, accurate information that's interpreted properly. Those three things are very, very key, and that's the purpose of me trying to present this information. And there are a number of comments, as you can see. At the time, there was 278 upvotes, 58 comments, so not a whole lot, but not a whole little. And then, there's just people chiming in left and right, adding their 2 cents. And, when you click on the actual link here, it takes you, let's see, oh, this one. So this is the file for the actual class action lawsuit. So, am I taking it there? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's the actual file, 38 pages, right? So I'm just going to read a little bit. You can check it out for yourself, but I wanted to cover some of the main points that was mentioned because I wanted, again, to provide the other side. So this is the section of it that says how the Young Living pyramid scheme works. I know it's really small font, but you can read it for yourself too. It says Young Living purports to sell essential oils via complicated MLM operation. The complex and intentionally hard to understand multi-layer compensation / participation structure of Young Living is a hallmark of illegal pyramid schemes or illegal MLM pyramid schemes. Well, just because you don't understand it doesn't make it complicated, because as long as it's explained, which there's tons of videos on YouTube, and the enroller or the person you enrolled with should be able to explain that, and there's also handouts. That's I'm going to cover lessons learned towards the end, but this is their, argument or whatever you call it. Okay, the second point here, while many consider every MLM company to be inherently fraudulent, which is a predisposition which discounts legitimacy of authentic network marketing, that's an issue. The Federal Trade Commission has outlined some guidelines it considers critical to distinguishing an illegal pyramid scheme from a legitimate MLM. That's very key. A lot of times people, especially the anti-MLM people, really mess that definition up. For example, a legal MLM program must structure its compensation so that the members are paid primarily based on sales of goods and or services to those outside of the plan. By contrast, an illegal pyramid scheme overwhelmingly rewards its participants for recruitment of new members rather than product sales made by persons outside the pyramid structure. So basically, legitimate network marketing or MLM companies trade products, real products, for real money. That's called the value exchange. I've talked about it a lot on my channel. Illegal pyramid schemes trade money for headcount or bodies in the door, however you want to call it. I'm not a part of that. I don't believe Young Living is part of that. And just because an individual team, may sway more towards presenting a business opportunity, recruiting and selling, that doesn't mean it's automatically an illegal pyramid scheme. We have to look at their compensation structure and see if the sales are from products, and they are. Obviously, if you're, more of an upline or you have people under you, you're going to earn money from other distributors who earn money from other customers, and you want to see the breakdown of customers to distributors in the organization from a sales volume standpoint, like actual sales, which goes into some other points here, which it says here the defendants are operating a legal pyramid scheme is no small part because of the financial success of any Young Living member is overwhelmingly dependent on the recruitment of new people into the Young Living sales force, i.e. the defining characteristic of an illegal pyramid scheme versus a legitimate MLM company. Specifically, Young Living sells the fleeting promise of financial rewards. They make it sound like it's the company. It also depends on the individual and team as well. I'll just add that, and what they communicate to people or prospects or whoever. It says here, Young Living's very structure ensures that every new member will almost certainly lose large sums of money. That's no different than starting any small business or, startup business, franchise, other things. There's going to be a high number of people who don't succeed long term. That's just pure. You could say that for marriages as well. John Gottman says that there's a 67% chance that marriages will fail over the course of 40 years. And that number will vary, obviously, if somebody's been previously married or divorced. and a lot of other factors too. If I'm not going to go into the relationship side, point I'm trying to make is a lot of businesses fail long term, a lot of marriages and relationships fail long term, and a lot of people's health fails long term too. We ain't gonna go into all those, but those are important to consider as well. And Young Living's members' losses are compounded by its structure, which here, this is kind of the last point here, requires its members to continuously purchase and as a result hold an ever-growing inventory of unused product in direct violation of the 70-30 rule established in the FTC's 1979 Amway ruling. Alright, so here we go. So that is kind of one of the main things I hear from anti-MLMers who understand kind of what that means, but then try to bring it up in different videos that I do. And the whole 70-30 rule is just trying to prevent unnecessary inventory holding to qualify for rank or income. And so the whole 70-30 rule, you can Google it, you can YouTube search it, but the point of it is, how do we make sure that I have enough to qualify for my income? And I'll speak for myself. Like, I spend anywhere between $150 to $200 a month on my own products. I use them all. Whatever I don't use is used for inventory or just storing for future use, and that allows me to be proactive with my own wellness needs, but then also help other people through sampling or classes or things like that I teach. And it's not some crazy amount. It's a 100-point value, which is roughly $1 per point that qualifies me for income, and anything above that, the 125-point value with my company qualifies for free product of the month, and then there's sometimes a 200-point special where I get additional free products. The point I'm trying to make is that's a non-issue for people who actually use their products and sample or teach classes. It seems like the whole class action lawsuit that this individual, her name is, I believe, let me see, does it say it at the top? Yeah, it says Julie O'Shaughnessy. So that is her name. She basically was like, look, I joined, I didn't do well, let me try to sue and get some of my money back. That's what it seems like. And whenever I see that, there's some lessons learned. Alright, so I'm going to cover the main lessons that I believe would have prevented this situation from happening in general, and what would help other potential distributors for any network marketing company, and arguably any startup endeavor in general, but we're just going to focus on network marketing. Alright, so these are best practices. Okay, so write them down, take mental notes, whatever you need to do. Best practices are to learn about the retail versus wholesale options of that particular MLM or network marketing company. You need to research the comp plan or compensation plan and income disclosure statement before, keyword, before, I'll say it again, before signing anything or purchasing any product as a potential distributor. And you may be like, well, I signed up with my friend or my mom or my coworker, and it was a great, people, we buy emotionally, we justify rationally. I get that. That's part of how sales psychology works. But if we want to prevent, I'm preventing situations like this from happening. That's why I'm doing this video, not what you did or somebody did. We're talking about preventing situations like this. Moreover, understanding the 5 factors that I've found that greatly determine financial success in any network marketing company, and this would have been important for Julie O'Shaughnessy to know, and I actually research and make sure she kind of gauges herself in each one of these categories. But the first one is your skills. And skills is like your marketing skills, your sales skills, your communication skills, your conflict resolution skills, a lot of different skills. Organization skills, there's a lot. Follow-up skills. I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. There's a lot of different skills involved, but mainly marketing and sales. And then number 2, your goals. What are your rank goals? What are your income goals? Number 3, your effort. How many hours a day, a week are you willing to put into your business, and for how long before you actually quit, so that you don't file a class action lawsuit, which seems unreasonable. Anyways, number 4 is the quantity and quality of your network, and that includes the people on Facebook, phone lists, email lists, previous customer lists, all that stuff, and not just the number of people, but the quality of that relationship, because the response you get will be based on the relationship you have with them. Number 5 is your lead generation system. How are you meeting new people every day? Is it, when you go out and about? Is it from, is it online? Advertising, organic? Is it social media? What is it from? Is it neighbors? What is the lead generation system? Especially after you've created a list, exhausted the warm market, and start to move into a cold market with regards to leads. Lastly, lesson learned here, because there's always something we can learn from situations, taking personal responsibility for your own thoughts, words, and actions instead of blaming and shaming a person, product, or company is the most mature thing to do regardless of the results you get, positive or negative. Okay, so if Julie O'Shaughnessy would have said, hey, how can I take responsibility for my own thoughts, words, and actions after I sign up, but before I sign up, how do I research the comp plan, the income disclosure statement, shop around with different companies and products to make sure that I understand my needs and goals and what I'm trying to do, and then those 5 factors of how much time am I going to put into something before I quit so that I don't have to file a class action lawsuit because I feel that I was scammed or it was a pyramid scheme or whatever it is. There's so many things that could have been done to prevent the situation, and honestly, I think this is the class action lawsuit is unnecessary, it's unreasonable, and it's a way for somebody to say like, hey, I lost money even though she spent money. Nobody had a gun to her head that said you had to purchase these products, right? We vote with our dollar. We open our wallet or purses or swipe our credit cards or type it in online willingly, right? Nobody forces you to do something. And an anti-MLM person could say, well, she was manipulated or she was lied to. All the information that I've already presented with the lessons learned are publicly available. The income disclosure is publicly available. The compensation plan is publicly available. All their products are publicly available, right? You taking responsibility for your own thoughts, words, and actions. That's publicly available and privately available, right? That involves you. So those are 4 main things. Again, there's some other stuff I could have mentioned, but I'm trying to keep the video short. That could have been done, but that's why I do these videos, so that people are like, I'm gaining perspective, or I can look at things a different way if I'm reasonable, and I'm trying to focus on truth and seeking understanding and finding solutions to things instead of being unreasonable, which is focusing on being right, winning, blaming, or shaming. Lastly, I wanted to read off a comment from the class action website from one of the people that left this, and this is from Angela, and she said, I joined in 2014 and everything was provided in documents mailed with the premium starter kit and available in virtual office. So 2 places to find some of the information I previously mentioned. It was a choice, keyword choice, for me to join Essential Rewards, not mandated, and it was a choice for me to share YL. I'm going to say it again, choice. Okay, there we go. Any member can cancel Essential Rewards anytime, plus she received points for a free product while she was an ER member. Okay, so she's just pointing out, Angela's pointing out what Julie received. No one forces me to buy my products from YL instead of Target. Like, again, I talked about that too. Nobody forces you to do anything. You vote with your dollar. It's all willingly. She finally says, sounds to me like someone didn't want to put in the work, but she wanted to get paid anyway. That would be entitlement, When someone chooses to do the business side, it is not YL's fault when someone fails. And you only fail when you quit. Alright, so, and I would say filing a class action lawsuit is highly unnecessary. Again, unreasonable. Anyways, what do you think? Do you think Angela was correct in her assessment? Do you believe Julie was righteous in her decision to file a class action lawsuit because she wasn't successful in Young Living? Leave a comment below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you did. Share this video with somebody that would benefit from it. And most importantly, check out the links in the description below. There's going to be a ton of information that I didn't cover in this video because this is more introductory and an overview. But other than that, I will see you in the next video.